Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And joining me, as always, is my co-host from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, Rebellious D23 __ 23. What is good, bro?
Hey, my man. What is going on?
Hey, I'm excited because we're about to do a review for episode 4 of Stargirl. And
here we come.
Let's go ahead and get into it, man.
That's right.
But before we get into today's review, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.
Like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast in the description. We need everybody, all hands on deck here.
There you go. You did it. Good job.
Thanks for watching.
So let's go ahead and get into this review. Another good episode of Stargirl. I honestly feel like this episode was a little bit slower compared to the first couple of episodes that we got, kind of just like how we were talking about in our Marvel What If episode 4. And what's crazy is both of them are the 4th episodes of their season. But it was still a good episode, though. Really good episode. We see Artemis, who goes and visits her parents in jail, Sportsmaster and Tigress.
Correct.
And Artemis, she's staying at a home now. What is the type of call? It's not a foster. Is it a foster home?
Foster home. Yeah,
it is a foster home. So she's staying in a foster home now, and pretty much her foster mom is treating her like crap. You know,
she's trash.
She's trash. When she had her parents with her, it's just like Artemis. She was eating the top of the line food. Like she was getting her nutrients. So that way that she could be the best.
No processed meat.
No processed meat. She had her protein. She had everything that she needed. And she has a game coming up. Well, not a game. It's more of like a
scrimmage, and the scouts are going to be there.
The scouts are going to be there.
From college. So,
And because she's doing this, we see that Tigress and Sportsmaster, they end up breaking out of prison. And they only break out of prison because they just want to be there to support their daughter. They don't want to. They're not trying to do anything with the ISA. And it's crazy because, like I was telling D earlier, it's like all of the members in the ISA, they hated each other.
Yep, basically.
Like, you never hear any of them saying anything good about each other, especially when it comes to the Shade. Like, none of them like the Shade, but
he didn't like them either.
He didn't like them.
Nope. He also didn't need them either. Not really.
See how powerful he is. Man. But I love that, while we had that little scenario going on, we still had the Shade, trying to find Eclipso. And then we also had Cindy. She was starting to make her moves. She was going and she was talking to the other kids and whatnot to recruit them for the new ISA.
Yep.
There was just a lot going on in this episode.
It was.
And D, like, what were some of your thoughts and takeaways from the episode?
I just thought that, like you said, this one was a little bit laid back, more story building moments, no real fight scenes. Just story building, and you have the Shade looking for the stone, which has Calypso in it. We learn about the explorer who was the only person to come back from Diablos Island. I think that's what it was called, which is where they got the stone from. So I'm curious to see more about him. It was just a lot of story building. Like you said, Cindy started making her moves on the kids, tweaking little things and making things go wrong, so that she can kind of persuade these kids to join the new ISA.
Now, something that I want to touch on, because like we're 4 episodes in now.
Yes.
And I know episode 2 is when we had got Jenny. And then she left after episode 2. And I want to say that was the last time that we saw Starman as well. Yes. I'm hoping that like we get an episode that's just dedicated to both of them, so that way we see what they're doing now, because I'm just interested in seeing like what's going on, like what are they trying to do, because Jenny, she does have the lantern ring now, and then Starman, it's like he's investigating like a case and he's trying to help some people out. And it's just like, I just want to see if this is even the real Starman or not. Like, we're gonna find out when it's revealed, because we thought he was dead. But
good points.
I will say
good points.
Some good takeaways that I enjoyed about this was when Sportsmaster and Tigress when they were staying over at Pat's house, and they was just like, oh, so this is where you live and all this other stuff. And then we kind of see like a bonding moment with Tigress and Barbara, because she's just like, yeah, it looks like you guys had a fight over here in your house again. And I understand why Barbara would be on guard, because the last time she saw them, they tried to kill her.
Yep, correct. I like your points about Starman and Green Lantern, but I have a question for you. Okay. Are you buying what the Shade is selling?
No, of course.
Like, you think I'm wondering what his pitch is. Like, the way I look at it, him and Eclipso's powers, like, together, they would be kind of unstoppable.
Oh, yeah.
They're both pretty damn strong. So it's like, but I kind of feel like, we find out that Dr. Midnight is basically inside the Shade, I'm going to say for now, until we find out more about it. The conditions of his power. I think that he's been talking to him in his head or something, because he knows about what happened to his daughter and stuff like that. I can't wait to see the connection between the two. What do you think?
Now, is his daughter, is she the one that...
Yes. I'm guessing she was the one who got lured across the street.
Okay. And got snatched up.
Yeah, got snatched up.
Okay, so I mean that makes sense. I do think that the Shade is lying. Bro, if Michael told you to trust him and he has,
come on, let's not. That's a bad example.
Would you trust him?
I'll pull the trigger on Michael if I had that stat. I'd light Michael up before he even said anything.
Exactly.
But
so the reason I don't trust him.
The thing that complicates the situation is the Shade had a moment where he could just take them all out. It's not like he's using them to find the stone. That's not his play. So it's a very kind of complex situation, because it's like he could have wiped them all out and still been looking for a stone. So I want to know, is his power fading or something? Or
that could be a possibility.
He doesn't really, because that would explain why he's not really gung-ho. He's not really attacking them. Well, remember, he tries to pin the staff down and he can't.
Because of the light. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if his powers are fading. So,
I do have a feeling, because I know you had said this on the review that we had did for episode 2.
Yes.
Where it's like Jenny, who she is Jade. She has the Green Lantern ring.
Yeah, light versus dark.
That's one of their things, and darkest night and brightest day, darkest night.
That's right.
No
evil shall escape my might.
So I can't wait for her to say that.
That's gonna be dope. And blast
it's like all of that light. You saw how much she was shining when she was flying in the sky. So it's going to be interesting to see that fight, because I do think that she is going to come back. But I just want an episode that's dedicated to her. I also want an episode too.
I like that idea.
I want an episode that's dedicated to Solomon Grundy and Rick, once it finally happens, because it's just like, we always see Rick, like, he goes off into the woods, he leaves some food there, then that's it. But it's just like we still really haven't seen Solomon Grundy, and
got a big dog.
Does this mean that Solomon Grundy is going to be not a team member, but an assistant to the JSA? Because I remember, and if you guys have ever watched the Gotham TV show, and if not, we are going to be doing a review on that, because it's one of those shows where a lot of people...
Great show. If you haven't seen it, get on it. Get on it immediately.
And our boy Reness Rivera was up there.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Big Reness.
Shout out to Reness. But on Gotham, when Solomon Grundy was up there, he was more of like it was his origin story, bait. Yeah, he wasn't like the typical Solomon Grundy that's just out here killing people.
Yeah, but you also get his back. That was more of like his back. Well, for a long time he was still human anyway.
Yeah,
for like
you really don't, you
5
really never
seasons
got
or something. Well, not 5, but
it was 5 seasons.
Yeah, because it took him a while to get
he
killed.
Became Solomon Grundy in season 4.
Yes, so he was around that whole time.
And then they killed him. They killed him in the season 4 finale, and then after that, that's the reason why the one chick wanted to get revenge on Barbara, because on Gotham they were able to find a way to bring him back into his human form, just only for him to get killed again. So spoiler alert,
spoiler alert. But still, man, just go out and watch it. Yeah,
watch Gotham.
Good,
still
pretty damn good show.
But yeah, go ahead.
No. I know you said something about Solomon Grundy. I think he's just gonna be. It's gonna be one of those situations like agree to disagree, kind of like Solomon will do his thing in the woods, leave the citizens of the town alone, and just kind of like. I think it may just be a moment where he pays Rick back for feeding him. You know what I mean? He could come in, thrash somebody, and then, they could get rid of him. I do have another question for you. Not to snowball, but I know we have the Flash still coming on CW, but do you see this show getting its own Kid Flash?
I do see that since
that's one of the only things that's the only member left out at this point.
Because they've mentioned their Flash before, but it's like they haven't shown us if this Flash is Jay Garrick or not.
Well, he has the hat, so I'm curious to see if they're going to use the same guy from Flash or not. It only makes sense,
because that would mean that that Stargirl takes place on Earth too, if they do that. But it's I hope so. So then that way, it's like you can kind of connect the Stargirl being a part of the Arrowverse, but at the same time, bro, it's just like Stargirl is good on its own right now. And
that's what I'm saying. I was just curious about your take on. They should get their own Flash, because it's literally, I think that's the only member at this point that hasn't been brought up or replaced.
Yeah, the Flash, and they got Wildcat. Yeah, Flash. I believe Flash is the only person that has,
because they even got Thunderbolt, which he gets into the new hands of a new kid at least.
Yeah, that's something too. Yeah, like we didn't see anything with the new kid.
Yeah, so he might come in. He might come in towards the end and help. So
yeah, I'm about to see, because I wanted to see who is in the JSA in this show. So that way,
Dr. Midnight, you got Wildcat, Starman, Thunderbolt, or Johnny Thunder, Johnny Lightning. What was it? Johnny Lightning? Is that it? Then you have Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, Flash.
That's 5.
Hour Man.
That's 6. I didn't name Hour Man yet. Should be 6.
I believe that's it. I'm on the wiki right now, but
Hour Man, Wildcat, Flash, Starman, Dr. Midnight, Johnny Lightning, or Johnny whatever. Stripesy.
Johnny Lightning, yeah.
It is Johnny Lightning. So that's 7.
And then Michael, because he was that's part 8. Of.
Michael was in the very back of the picture, if you remember, people.
So. Okay, yeah, the Golden
Pinky Society?
No. Henry King Jr. I'm looking at.
And also, while you're looking at that, I'm wondering what the connection is, or what happened to the adventurer who went to Diablo's Island. And they said that he was the only one who came back. I'm like, was he the original guy who made a deal with Eclipso? Is that why he was the only one? Did Calypso possess this guy? It's like, they don't really, we're just getting into that one. So that's, it's a lot.
You got to think, like, because Eclipso, you see, because he's connected to Courtney. Not Courtney, Cindy. So, that's one thing too. And the other members of the Justice Society of America that we left out were Hawkman, Hawkgirl.
Yes. They're actually in the, they're there. What was that one? Sandman? Nice.
Yeah, those are the only members. So yeah, with that being said, again, really good episode, but kind of like I said, it's just a slower one compared to the other ones.
Way more story building.
So let us know in the comments what you thought about this week's episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Give us your rating. D, what is your final rating for this? And if you have any final thoughts, let everybody know what they are.
I have one final thought, and that's, let's get a Flash. Let's get all the members we're missing. I would love to see them at any capacity. And I'm going to give this episode an 8 out of 10. I love story building, the people parts, as you call them. The show, I just really enjoy the direction of the show and all the fun characters on both sides of it, So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Banks?
Yeah. With me mentioning Hawkman and Hawkgirl, because we never really see them. We just see that photo. It would be cool if they did bring in the Hawkman and Hawkgirl from Earth 1, since the last time we saw them was on Legends of Tomorrow. And then with that, because it's like, remember, like they're always going to be the same people. So it would just be
reincarnated.
Cool. Yeah, it would be cool to bring those characters back to the Arrowverse, since they haven't been seen in a long time. And it's wild that it's like, they just flew off at the end of Legends of Tomorrow, and like that was the last time we saw them. But that's kind of how Legends of Tomorrow is, where it's just like once a character exits the show, that's it. You're not going to see that character anymore, unfortunately. Or if they died, then of course you're not going to see them anymore.
That's right.
But for me, I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Like I said, I did enjoy it, but I just felt like it was slow. There was a little bit of action in it, but it wasn't that much. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen on next week's episode. So thank you again for watching our review. D, let them know where they can find you at in social media land.
Thanks for watching, everybody. You can find me at rebellious_D23 Instagram.com. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Please get those likes up. And thanks for watching again. Banks, if the Shade's trying to turn all the lights off, man, they need somebody to turn them bad boys back on. Tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me at Hero Benjamin Banks at KingBenji_Banks. On Twitter and Instagram, you can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you again for watching our review for Stargirl episode 4. Make sure you check out some more of our reviews that we have here on the channel, reaction videos and interviews. We also have brand new podcast episodes that come out every Tuesday, with the video of that being on YouTube that Friday. So check those out as well. Like I always say, keep that pinky up, stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.